before it became an alfresco garden in the historic site it is today. Walk with us, it is a spectacular and one of the greatest treasure places of the world, Baluarte de San Diego. ¿Cómo estás? I am Mary Ann of Australia, Ryan for short, one of your tourist guides for today, and I will tell you the history of Baluarte de San Diego. Baluarte de San Diego is a national cultural treasure of the Philippines. In 1586 to 1587, a circular tower was built with adobe and named Fort Nuestra Señora de Guia by a Jesuit priest Antonio Cedeño. A foundation was built in a sandy beach and consequently results in refortification for several times. The tower was demolished in 1593 while the rest of the architecture was unified as a new spade-shaped bulwark. In 1762, the Manila was invaded by the Great Britain during the 7 Years' War and the bulwark was heavily damaged. Then it was reclaimed and restored by the Spaniards. The durability of the Baluarte, however, was eventually tested in 1863 because of the earthquake. And during the American era, it was covered with soil and debris which helped during the World War II. The bulwark was heavily damaged. Nevertheless, it was safe but overlooked for many years. The Intramuros was excavated and re-exposed in 1879 by the Intramuros administration. And then in 1992, it was excavated and reconstructed by adding parks and mine sites. It became an ideal peak spot for quiet time, notably in the early morning and the late afternoon. What you see is just a glimpse of Baluarte de San Diego, and you'll know more as Ms. Florano will share some facts about the place.
Welcome to Baluarte de San Diego. Baluarte de San Diego was designed by Jesuit priest and architect Antonio Cedeño and built from 1586 to 1587. Did you know that Baluarte de San Diego is shaped like an ace of spades? It was besieged by British forces with cannon fire in 1762 and was restored when the Spaniards returned. This ace of spades shaped bastion used to defend the city during the war. Also, the part used to serve as lookout area for incoming ships sailing off the Manila Bay. Baluarte de San Diego dates from the end of the 16th century when it was constructed as part of the fortification of the walled city of Intramuros by a Jesuit priest and Antonio Cedeño. And also, did you know that original name of Baluarte de San Diego was Nuestra Señora de Guia or Our Lady of Guidance? And those are just some facts here in Baluarte de San Diego. And now, let's move on to the planning and management process reported by Ms. Lea Jean Daronya.
Mabuhay, tourists! I am Lea Jean Daronya. You may call me Ate Lei, and I am one of your tour guides for today. Come with me as we visit Baluarte de San Diego to learn about its planning and management process. So let's go! The archaeological excavation of Baluarte de San Diego is one of the most significant projects of Intramuros administration. Led by National Museum, the excavation took place from 1979 to 1982. This photo is from the archives of Intramuros administration, shows the two chambers of Torre de Nuestra Señora de Guia, which were exposed by the process. The oldest stone fort in Manila, the circular Torre de Nuestra Señora de Guia, was built in 1586. The upper portion was demolished because of its instability due to its height and to soil beneath. Its base was merged in the bulwark built around it. The Spaniards left the site in despair after the 1586 earthquake. The U.S. Army filled the ruins with soil to preserve its structural integrity and remained buried for decades. This served beneficial when Baluarte de San Diego sustained massive damage from artillery fire during the battle in Manila in 1945. And that's all. Moving on to the next topic, may I call on Mr. Sammy G. Hernandez.
Hello everyone, I am Sammy G. Hernandez presenting the structure and location of our beloved site destination, Baluarte de San Diego. It is located in Intramuros, Manila, originally known as Nuestra Señora de Guia or Our Lady of Guidance. It is considered as the oldest stone fortification in Manila. Baluarte de San Diego is a spade-shaped bulwark. This fort was created from the remains of the upper portion of a circular watchtower built from 1586 to 1587, designed by the Jesuit priest and architect Antonio Cedeno. Baluarte de San Diego has a three concentric structure. The first one has a diameter of 26 feet with a wall thickness of 4.6 feet. The next circle's diameter has 69 feet with a wall thickness of 3 feet. The third circle's diameter has 105 feet with a wall thickness of 9.8 feet. It is constructed with a dub wall and has 11 chambers. It has also gone through a lot, including cannon fires, earthquake, and the Battle of Manila. This one will be the contribution to tourism of Baluarte de San Diego to be presented by Miss Argana and Miss Syra Cruz. And that would be all, guys. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. To continue this journey, I, Patricia May Argana, and Zyra Cruz are here to educate you about Baluarte de San Diego's contribution to tourism. So, let's get started. Baluarte de San Diego is one of the most visited sites here in Intramuros. Many tourists visit this location because of its old world aerial as well as to reminisce the past and view centuries-old establishment as it is now an archaeological park. As of 2022, the Intramuros Administration Statistics shows that 31,201 people visited the Baluarte de San Diego, and the majority of the visitors are ages between 21 to 30, have a college education, and are Filipinos. Tourists love this location because it welcomes them with interesting things like an old locomotive and rusted metal cog, as well as old mechanism outside the Baluarte. It allows tourists to experience the world's leading tourist attractions as acknowledged by the prestigious World Tourism Awards.
Baluarte de San Diego has fascinating circular structure that appears to be a maze from above. It is one of the oldest stone fortification in Intramuros, and National Museum it designated as a National Cultural Treasure. The additional contribution, the recently added garden area which was previously home to a foundry and soldiers' barrack is now available for private events. The fountain and the pergola complete the picture-perfect setting for a special event and occasion. That concludes Baluarte de San Diego's contribution to our tourism industry. As we continue our journey in this amazing place, and to provide us with additional information, this tour will be continued by Mr. Vince Bermeo.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Francis Vincent Borromeo and I'll be discussing some government issues of Baluarte, San Diego. Even with the IA's assistance, UNESCO's the World Heritage Committee denied the status of Intramuros infirmary as a result ineffective management in 1989. Global Heritage Fund's 2010 list of the endangered cultural landscapes in Intramuros, historic places in developing nations because of the dangers posed by modernizations, developers, as well as the pressure from developers neglected. Nevertheless, the requirements of the international institutions do not offer extensive natural science risk that are too intimidate to be ignored, including floods, earthquakes, and winds. On this page, Intramuros will face a variety of dangers discussed. Some of the amenities and facilities included within the fort were a courtyard, cistern tank, the water supply tank, workshops. However, the construction of the fort was always interrupted due to the arising circumstances, thus was not finished. And that's all for the government issues of Baluarte, San Diego. Back to you, Ryan.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time